I'm a bit uncomfortable. I'm a bit uncomfortable with all this talk that's going on at the moment. Partly because of Nigel Farage making a point of it. About removing cash from society. A cashless society. So I know what you're going to say. Well, if Nigel Farage says it's a bad idea, well then you should go against him. You say, well, we should go cashless. No. I don't give diddly squat for Nigel Farage. He can go and scratch his hemorrhoids as far as I'm concerned. I do not care about the man. But what I do care about is my choices being removed from me and my family. And from you. I prefer the status quo. I'd rather just be left alone as it is. Now, we've been pushed into this cashless society, so it's not a choice. No. Even here in France, for instance, you have to ask for receipts at the checkout. And by the end of the year, they're talking about getting rid of the receipts altogether. Well, if you want any proof or evidence of your purchase, the only way to get that will be via plastic. Credit cards, bank cards, etc. Not necessarily, you're not going to get a receipt when you hand over cash. So where's the evidence of your purchase? Now, I tend to ask for receipts for everything. I know they can say about the environment and stuff like that, but they're tiny little bits of paper, quite frankly. Now, there's so many reasons that go right around in my head why I wouldn't like it. It isn't just about nostalgia and about a love for bits of paper that you roll up and put in your pocket or your wallet. No, it's not at all. I ain't got no love for that. I don't really care, to be honest. But I have a problem with corporations, banking, for instance, and governments having too much control, too much knowledge about your habits and things that you like and things that you do, places you go. Now, if you're going to be paying for everything with that flipping bank card, they'll be able to find out whether you've, been to a certain place, whether you've actually drank a certain drink, whether you pooped in a certain toilet. Because that'll all be done by a card. They'll be able to track every single movement via these credit cards and what have you. And I know it sounds all conspiratorial. Why would they care? And why do you care if you're an honest person? Blah. I care because I want to have a choice. We are handing over too much control to the banking sector, but also to corporations, but also to governments. Too much control of our lives. Too much. We really, really are. They know too much about us. Social media. Oh my giddy aunt. It's a minefield. All your data has been collated and sold off. And not necessary to people that that it's just about selling you goods to make your money. It can be political. Look at what happened with Cambridge Analytica and Facebook. Data is the new gold, It really is. And there's so many reasons. So, I made a bit of a list. Yeah, I made myself a list. I got on a dry whiteboard behind the camera that I have. Positives and negatives. These are ones that me and Mrs. could think of. Now, one thing is negative side. Let's do the positive and negatives first. Oh, I wonder. Let's do positives. All right. It will be cheaper for business. It will be. Because businesses have to grab that money, the cash that they collate, like for instance in a convenience store, for instance, and then you have to take that to the bank. And they get charged for the privilege of it. And it's quite a bit of money, actually, per £100. So for depositing money on a business account, it costs money. The other thing about having a cashless society, these businesses will have no cash on site. You're less likely to get robbed. Unless you've got, obviously, assets that are robbable, such as mobile phones and stuff like that. So it'll be cheaper business, there'll be no cash on site. It'll be harder also for criminal gangs, like protection groups, what have you, demanding money. How are you going to pay them? What, are they going to take a credit card? Drugs, for instance, all paid for via cash. We've got the street vendors and what have you selling, I don't know, E's and stuff. What are they going to do? Take a little machine? Slash card. They're not going to do it, are they? I very much doubt it. Because like all these machines, you know exactly where they are, where they're located. If you're on a street corner somewhere, okay, you could say faster transactions. Most transactions are faster, digitally. Not always, but if everything is smooth, they're faster. Easier accounting. You just basically get your statements at the end of the month online, or I don't know if they still do paper statements or not. I don't know, but it's easier to keep your accounts. Also, you get purchase guarantees, don't you? And other protections, like for instance, fraud. If you get hacked and what have you, or your credit card gets stolen, and somebody buys stuff with it. It's happened to me. It's happened to my son as well before. But we were protected, you said, with insurance policies on the actual cards themselves, all incorporated into the card. Logging of the transactions as well. So you've got your statements, logging of the transaction, guarantees. You as a person is less likely to get mugged because, do you really mug people for plastic if you don't know what the codes are? No. What else is there? Oh, environment as well. Less printing of money and stuff like that. And obviously with the tickets and stuff like that, it's less of that. So environmentally, I suppose it's a little bit better. But I'd still prefer to have cash as that backup. I use online, all my business money goes through the bank. I've got to pay taxes and stuff. I don't get any cash. No. So you can say, well, why are you worried then? I'm worried because I want to have a choice. I want to have a choice. I don't want my choices being removed from me from, like I say, corporations and governments and what have you. No. And if you look on the negative side, I suppose, like I say, you're going to have a lack of choice. You're going to have a loss of control. I don't know about you, but, me, and I know others as well. When they have cash in their hand, they've got this association with money. It's harder. There's an emotional connection. Harder to hand over cash, to buy stuff that you don't need, and pay over the odds. Whereas with cards, you just flash it and bought it and you move on. And until you get the statement or you think about it afterwards, you think, hang on, I overpaid for that. You see? And we've got the mobility. We've got disabled people. Blind people, for instance, who are at the cash point. Well, not cash point. They're at the till. And their items get, they just got rung up. Get the worms out in a minute. A 6-pack of beer, whatever it might be. And the checkout tells you, this is what it is. Fine. But you've got no way of confirming it. You just got their word for it. If they've told you that is, you might not even know. You might be putting your code into that machine or flashing your card, contactless, and you're having to have trust. They might have checked something up that, put something through the till and did it wrong. Or maybe it's in the system wrong, it's the wrong price. Maybe something that's 20 quid would come up as 30 or something stupid like that, and you don't know. For cash, you see, you got that, so it's just you know what you're handing over. Now, although, like I said, that it's cheaper for businesses to do transactions via cash, via card, via plastic. It's the opposite for the consumer. That is. Every time you make a purchase with your card, there's a fee, a transaction fee. So soon, if this happens, the banks are going to be quincy, then they can make huge amounts of money, almost overnight. What if you lose your card? Tripped over and end up down a drain somewhere, I don't know, where you're fumbling for your keys or something to try and put in your car, and you drop your card. Ends up down there, you can't get to it, so you order a new one. What are you going to do in the meantime if you've got no backup? If you only got the one means, for instance, or you lost a whole wallet even. Maybe you got pickpocketed. What are you going to do then? Got no means, no way of paying for anything. And then you've got cyber, attacks and what have you, on systems. It's happening all the time, it is. It's a numbers game. Almost every day there's another organisation that gets hacked. A whole load of data gets stolen. Like I say, just look at the likes of Cambridge Analytica and Facebook. It's just, your data's getting stolen all the time. Why hand it to me on the plate? The other thing I like about cash is you can break the cycle. Now, if you're constantly buying stuff with your cards, they can trace you, wherever you be. Whether you've been to the pub or whether you've been, where you parked somewhere, they can trace you. But if a part of that cycle is paid with cash, you've broke the cycle, you broke the chain. They're no longer tracking you. Now, I sound all conspiratorial. I just don't trust them. No. And this is all steps towards a very totalitarian, a way of controlling us and actually stopping us having any freedoms. Controlling you. You lose that that sense of ownership. Like I say, that association with money. And that goes with your children as well. Children. When I was growing up, I can't remember if it was NatWest, whatever, you used to get piggy banks and stuff like that. And kids would have this association, they'd learn how to save money by putting it in the piggy bank, and then they can count the money. They do the little jobs around the house, and the parents would pay them a few coins, and they put it in the piggy bank, and have an association. Maybe then they save some money up and go to the shop. That's an association with money. What are you going to do? I'll put, you can do a little job, and you're going to have some credits or something. It was quite a little Star Trek, eh? They won't have any association there. When I was growing up, we had a children's account, and pocket money and stuff like that. And I had the ability, I was able to go to the bank and save a few pennies. Makes sense, put it away. It gives you that just education. I hate the idea. I really do hate the idea. We are becoming too dependent on, there's a word for it, bad actors, I suppose, bad actors. And quite often they are corporations who the only thing that they're interested in, just like the corporations trying to take over the NHS, the only thing they're interested in is money. Making more money. How can they make more money? Well, they can control your data. And they make money that way. Huge amounts of money. Get pushed loads of ads and various other stuff. Now, your political persuasion. That you can. Nigel Farage recently with his debanking campaign. Oh my giddy aunt. But, as he was saying, he reckoned it was because he was a politically exposed person. So that's your data again, you see. Anyone who's politically exposed could be somebody who's active on Twitter and stuff like that, or is it X now? Doing their tweets about political tweets. They'll know whether or not you are politically exposed. Oh, hello, Dora. How are you? I ain't got the treats there, my baby girl. No, I haven't. Oh, my Padwell's come and say hello. That she has. Oh, dear. She's a bit excited. They think I've got treats, but I haven't. No, I'm sorry. Oh, in a minute, my girl. In a minute. You can't see her, but she's down there. Now, can I get on to my video, please? No? Okay. This is an intermission. I know. We're going to go for a walk in a minute. Go and see Mummy. Go and lay down. Go and see Mummy. Go and lay down or see Mummy. And don't knock my camera over. Oh, my God, this is nuts. So, I don't like it. You tell me what you think. But I know some of you can say, what about crypto, what about this, what have you. Other countries are doing already. And I just don't want to remove our last kind of... oh, careful, door. Connection with personal security, I suppose. And I don't know, maybe I'm a bit out there, I don't know. I just don't like it. I really don't like it. It's one of the reasons I came out here, live in France, you see, in the middle of nowhere. I don't do anything that is potentially collecting... Well, I do to protect your data, obviously, because I'm doing YouTube. They're collecting your data. But, like, for instance, you go to the supermarkets. I have no supermarket cards. Well, we got them, but we don't use them. I stopped using them about 7-8 years ago. Because they collect my data. That's the only reason they do it, is because they want to collect the data. They're not trying to do any favours by giving you food, pennies off your food here and there. No, it's about data. See, nothing's free. You're giving a bit of you away. It's like with Facebook, when they decided then you've got to have your real name on Facebook and stuff like that. And you lost your anonymity. It's, why is that? Because they want to be able to make use of the data. They want to be able to sell the data. Well, data's useless to them if they don't know who it is. I just find it dangerous. And if you get in a situation, let's say, for instance, things are very frisky at the moment in Russia, and our position with Russia is not in the is very good, is it? Yeah, we're poking the bear, we are. And as such, yeah, you could get hacked. We don't know what they're capable of, do we? Could they bring the system down? Then how are you going to pay for anything? A fire sale, maybe. I don't know. The whole system could crumble down around us, yet, and then we're stuck. It's bad enough having the internet, having no YouTube, but correctly, you can't pay for nothing either. Can't buy anything, like food. I just think it's nuts. You tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. I think it'd be bad for society. I really do. And to lose that connection with money, actual real money. And if you're a Brexiter, you think it's a great idea. I'll tell you this. I thought you liked your sovereignty. I thought you liked your monarchy. Huh? Well, ain't his face on your money. Your king, not my king, your king. On the money. You're going to be losing sovereignty. Bit by bit by bit. Death by 1,000 cuts. I hate it. I really do hate it. Anyway, you tell me. Please leave in the comments down below, because I do read the comments, but you probably already know. And if you're a sports channel, you can do that on the Patreon or buy us a coffee. But I mean, the links are down below. We're also doing a rewilding here in France where we're planting trees. If you'll be a part of that, you know, and have a sign with the tree. There's links down below, a GoFundMe link. So basically, buy a tree, and we'll plant a tree on your behalf, but also put a sign with it. A bit like these signs here. You know, with your name on, or maybe in memory of a loved one, maybe. Anyway, you tell me. What do you think about the Cashless Society? Would you love it? I'd prefer to see the Eurozone first. Ta-ta. Please leave in the comments down below. And please boop the old like button. Have a lovely day.